Hey everyone, this is episode 49 of Noodle Time. Welcome back. Here with me is the Dog Soul King himself, OSG. How's it going, OSG?
Yeah, man. I'm good, bro. I'm good. It's a tough week for Hustle Town. Thank God for Dynamo getting the win, but everybody else had some struggles, man. So, but I'm good. I'm good. Looking forward to the game on Wednesday, which I am going to go to in Houston, and then of course we got those little boogers we play in Austin on Saturday, bro. So I'm already past the weekend, and I'm excited. Except here we go. We got to do the show, right?
Yeah, no. I'm so excited to watch the Dynamo in Austin again. Like it's that time of the year where like it's just exciting to see them here in Austin, and instead of having to drive like almost 2 hours to Houston, we can just like catch them on our corner or our neck of the woods at least. But yeah, I'm excited for that. But of course, we have to like focus on what happened last week, which was a pretty
Well, hold on,
interesting
but
week to say the least. Yeah.
Before we even jump into it, let's just talk about what also happened that's kind of out of our realm because we're Hustletown realm. But tres a zero, tres a zero.
Yeah. Yeah. The Concacaf Nations League
Yeah.
semifinal. Like, I was not. Well, I didn't know that the Mexico roster was looking pretty bad, and they're having their own issues. Not just like in what's on the field, but also like as an institution themselves. Like, they're in a big mess, and that game against the U.S. They just destroy them, and yeah, if you caught the game, like you can just see for yourself, and that, and like obviously what had the way the game closed, and the main issues like on the field and the fans, that was just like a mess as a whole. But it was one of obviously like a classic U.S. Mexico game that you could just recognize from the past, but yeah,
Classic.
interesting to say the least.
Unbeaten in the last six against Mexico. Unbeaten. And I think even someone complained about the ref after that game. He lost control of the game. He lost the and that was a USA guy too. Lost control of the game. Like, bro, he didn't lose control of the game. You can't control those shit attitudes. And granted, it went both ways. But once Mexico gave up that second goal, they just started throwing bricks and like the first red card, the deliberate tackle right there. What's the ref supposed to do about that? You can't control that, bro. And the ref, he came out with a red like half a second after it happened. He was running towards got red card before everybody even got there to fight. So he was showing everybody, look, he's gone, he's gone. I'm doing my job, sir. And then the next one, whenever all the pushing happened, the red came straight out pretty quick. I do like this ref. We do get to see him a lot, so I'm not going to complain about the ref. He didn't lose control. Then the fans were just ridiculous, man. Like, I mean, I guess you wanted to get out of the stadium a little sooner than when the final whistle, But I haven't heard any disciplinary action that CONCACAF is going to pass down to Mexico on that because they deliberately were warned and the delivery continued. The game ended before it ended, so whatever. But USA. And as we're recording, we got tonight 7:30. We got to take on Canada. Missing a couple players, but I think we'll be okay. It's home game and it's going to be a fight tonight.
No, yeah, I would say it's probably the second most important game of the night because we do have the third place game, which is Mexico against Panama, which Coco's playing. So
Yeah,
that's more important, clearly.
yeah.
So Coco's might destroy Mexico. I hope so, and he could get a hat trick here, of course, because he did have a pretty good game against Canada, like in the
Yeah,
semifinal. It
yeah.
was just unfortunate that they had to lose that game, but Coco was probably like the best player on the team right now.
I mean, we didn't think they were going to beat Canada anyways, but they put an effort up. They tried. They only lost 2-0, and it was a fight. It wasn't like they got their butts kicked or anything like that. I mean, Canada did have the ball for the most, but Panama tried. They tried, so it's okay. So maybe Coco can get that upset tonight and continue having the Mexican fans cry a little bit. That's just coming from my USA side here.
Oh yeah. And speaking about crying, let's get started with the episode and talk about the Dynamo because la- this past week they did play two games. First they were on the road, I guess, racing Louisville. They lost 3-0, and that was going to be for the Challenge Cup. And they came back home to Houston to play Old Rain on Saturday, which was a 0-0 draw. that it's controversial to say the least. The
Hmm.
way we went down to 10 players, but we'll get to that when we talk about the rain game. But now we can just focus on racing Louisville. This game was really bad. Just conceding goals early, getting the game like away early for the Dash to be in that position. It was just a mess all around. And this was a game that happened a little before the Dynamo game started. So I was really looking forward to this game because, as we know, the road warriors are a thing. The Dash are pretty healthy on the road, but that day though it was just a different side of the Dash, like the ugly side, because they didn't do barely anything, and they just kept getting punches thrown at them without much response, and it was just a mess.
Well, it was that half and half lineup. You're going to start half the starters and then half the non-starters, and they mix them up and expect them to play well on the field. I mean, you started the Ordonez and Sanchez up top, but then luckily Price was in the back, but that didn't help. And the rest of the lineup too was just a kind of a makeshift lineup, putting in the reserves. And obviously he's not taking the Challenge Cup too seriously. And it's good to. I'm okay with that. I don't care about the Challenge Cup. I mean, $1 million prize divided by 24 friggin' players doesn't go very far. I'm sure it's nice money they will enjoy, but in the long run, we want to win the NWSL title, but and not risk it. But yeah, man, that was just a mixed lineup. That was just we played poor, didn't do well at all, and it was just. I'm glad it was all the way on Wednesday, so I don't remember all the details of it. But yeah, man, Road Warriors and getting beat 3-0 like that. God dang, bro. I was just, but again, luckily it was Challenge Cup. We're 0-3 in Challenge Cup.
No, yeah, it's
Or no, sorry, we're
we
1-2. Sorry, my bad.
no, yeah, 1 and 2, and we now have 3 games left in the Challenge Cup, and the thing about the Challenge Cup now is that it's gonna be the last 3 games. They're gonna be one next to each other.
Yep.
So if Sam Lady like finds like a way to have like a consistent lineup to roll out for those 3 games, then that's good. And it's gonna be interesting as well because it's right around when the World Cup starts, which we can get a little bit into because Michelle Alosi just got called up to the Nigerian World Cup roster, so that's excellent news for her. And assuming that the Canadian players get also taken for the World Cup, that's also going to be interesting because there's going to be like a lot of rotating to do, particularly like in that string of games.
I
And
think
the
they
other thing
said
I
it
was
was
yeah,
I think it was. They said it was the three. Our three Canadians that were called up was Smith, Chapman, and uh, God, who's the third one? Losing my mind right now. Uh, who is the third one? Oh well,
yeah, Sophie Schmidt, Chappie, and yeah,
no, yeah, who's the third? There was three. God dang it. Oh well, but you get my drift. So we got those three, so that like that's going to be interesting, and then that's it because there's nobody else going to the World Cup. USA announces their lineup, I believe, Tuesday, 2 days from now, as after this is being recorded, but that's not going to affect us at all. So, but,
no, yeah, and the other thing I want to bring up that it was interesting is the fact that they are Nigeria is playing the first game against Canada, so there's a good chance we're gonna see like a lot of Dash players in that specific game, and it's gonna be fun just them battling that first game, which is gonna be pretty important, and particularly for Nigeria because Canada is extremely good.
yeah, and I don't. Yeah, I know what's in New Zealand, right? I don't know what the damn times are for the world for that work. I hadn't even looked that far into it, so I don't know. Am I got to get up early and watch that game? Is it middle of the night? Is it actually because they're so far ahead of us? It's probably the same time, just a different day. I don't remember,
No,
but
yeah,
it's definitely
it's
one
definitely
worth
gonna be
watching.
no, yeah, it's definitely gonna be midnight for sure, like around probably later than midnight because of the times in New Zealand and Australia. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be annoying, but I'll do my best to watch those games, even if it's in the middle of the week. And yeah, just a lot of soccer. And just considering the fact that you can just like be in the middle of the weekend or the middle of the week, just watch like games or just come off work, and next thing you can do is just watch the World Cup happening like in the middle of the night. So
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
that's gonna be something for us to do at least. but yeah, enough World Cup chat. Let's talk about a little bit more about the dash because like that's just the fact that uh, it was horrible, and there's not much else to say on that. Like you just mentioned, there was a lot of rotation to do, and the main thing about this particular lineup is the fact that they did roll out like a just according to the graphics they put out, and usually the more successful ones are just the ones that you set up with like a three in the back, and just have like a kind of like it's technically it kind of looks like a five in the back, but they just push like a Bombi and Didasco like a little bit more forward. But yeah, in this case for racing Louisville, they just like put four in the back, which for like the start of the season and for like most of the results this year, like those kind of results didn't go our way, and that
Well, let's
and
just go ahead and
yeah,
tell everybody who started since we said it was a makeshift lineup. It was Peterson who started on the left, Jalissa Harris, which I like her, likes the way she's playing. Price got the other side, and then Jennings on the right. And we're going to talk about Jennings because Jennings looked like she needs to go back to college and learn some more soccer. And then finally, Emily Alvarado finally got to play, and
her
you know,
debut.
yeah, and in her defense, she did play well. There's nothing much she can do on some of those. I mean, Louisville got those two goals in extra time at the end of the first half, and they were just bomb, and it's just two friggin' errors that would just killed us right there, bro. But Jennings, Jennings. So those that watched the game or paid attention, certainly, Jennings got her butt kicked that entire game. And I was begging for her to be subbed off, and I think she was like one of the last ones to be subbed. If she was subbed, I don't even remember if she was subbed, but oh my gosh, she just had a horrible game. And I feel for the girl. I feel for the girl because she's getting a chance, and she didn't play well at all. And I don't, if lady remembers. She may not get back. She may not get back on the field anytime soon. She's gonna have to show up at practice. And then the stats were just horrible too, bro. The stats were horrible. One shot on target for the dash during that game. It's just embarrassing.
Golly.
Embarrassing against Louisville, who, they always fight with us, man. But they're always 0-0 draws, and then we just go and get our butts kicked in this one, man. Just
No, yeah.
butts kicked.
Yeah, and the main thing I was gonna mention about this game, or like the biggest flaw for like this particular night, was just Lindsey Jennings, and yes, she did play the entire game, and I was trying to see if there was like an option, assuming that Sam Lady would have subbed her out. I was trying to see if there was like another viable choice to replace Lindsey Jennings in that particular situation, but there's not really
I
like a
mean,
lot.
I
But
mean, you're
yeah,
giving Jennings a start. So Desiano is one, who's the UCLA champion coming out of college. And she did get in late to play. I don't think it was for Jennings. I don't remember if she was subbed out for Jennings. And you still had Natalie Jacobs on the bench. So I think at this point the game was over or getting close to over because I mean, the third goal came in the 77th minute. He was just like, "Hey, just leave her in there, suck it up, just let her learn." And I'm fine with that too. At the same time, at that point, because the game was, we were just getting our butts kicked, and there was no coming back from that. So, in the end, I was, maybe she should have been a halftime sub. 'Cause- but you never know. But at the same time, Salmon, Ordonez, and Sanchez started up top, and we got one shot on goal, three shots total. So, and Schmidt and Vigiano were in the midfield together. Salone got the start at Cam, but this is just no performance whatsoever. No performance. They forgot to take their medicine prior to the game. Just walked out and handed it to them.
no, yeah, and I will definitely be happy to switch to the next Dash game, but I'm a little bit concerned this might just catch like or like just raise up tempers because of that unfortunate red card that got us
Unfortunately,
down to 10 players to play for the rest of the second half. But
stupid red card. And then when I say
yeah,
stupid red card, stupid ref here. And Lady got in trouble for it too during the game at halftime as the teams were walking off. He took a yellow card for complaining about it because it did not make sense, bro. And VAR is just becoming so inconsistent. They're just so stupid. She missed the ball and stepped on her foot. Yes, she made contact. Was it a dog? So, in my opinion, No, it was not. Too far away from the goal. Defender on the outside could have easily come to the center. So, no, it wasn't a dog. So, the yellow card was the appropriate call for the ref to go over and take the VAR decision and just switch it up. Come on, girl. Make a decision that you believed in the first place. I think I think she let VAR talk herself into that one. It was just ridiculous, bro. And even the announcer, I'll listen to Glenn Davis, and I didn't listen to the Paramount version, but I heard the Paramount version was even confused at what was going on because they held up
Yep.
play. We didn't know what was going on, and the next thing you know, you see her run to the VAR TV. Oh, so we're checking on something. Glenn Davis goes, well, we're looking at something. Could it be the harshness of the tackle? No clue what was going on. And then finally, watching TV, we get to see the replays. We figured out they're checking for dog so. No friggin' way. No, it ridiculous. Or I'm getting sick of pro refs and the inconsistency of VAR. And I used to be a friggin' ref, and this is just I'm not proud of it. I'm not going to stop saying I used to be a ref too. I'm retired forever.
No, yeah, I wanted to mention that because I wasn't able to catch the game live, but I did watch the replay or at least the highlights, and the the one thing that I was looking forward to was just to see the foul because I was looking on social media and everyone was complaining about the yellow card getting called back and getting upgraded to a red card, and I was trying to see the foul, and the highlight reel they did show the foul, but they didn't show like the VAR angle. So just looking at the surface level on that call, you could argue that maybe it was like the last player, but at the same time, the the main thing about the like it could have been either the last player or maybe the fact that she could have planted her foot, but I wasn't able to see that just based on the angle itself. So it was just annoying. And on the broadcast, because I watched it through the CBS or Paramount Plus
Yeah,
broadcast, and they were just as confused.
dude, ridiculous. I mean, she did cleat her friggin' foot pretty hard, but I mean, there was no intent there. It was a split second, just barely missed the ball, and there was no dog so there, man. So I think even yeah, I'd have to go back and look at it on Twitter. Theo Lloyd got the probably an explanation from the refs about it, and it'll take me a second to. Well, actually, it might have been right there. No, sorry, but he got the best explanation about it, and it's just freaking ridiculous. Here it is. I communicated with the refs about the explanation of the red card. Initial incident was tripping foul that stopped a promise an attack, a yellow. The VR recommended a check for dog so, and they determined through the law that it was a dog so. And that's all the explanation they give. So they tried to defend themselves, but it didn't make no friggin' sense, bro. It did not make no sense. It's ridiculous, 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 ridiculous. But let's just talk about the game. Get off this friggin' referee.
Oh yeah, um, yeah. Enough records already. We've already have like enough records for Dynamo, and let's not get this for Dash. But yeah, let's just get back into the game because Uh, the the main thing about not only Jacobs being sent off is that a lot of people expected the Dash to at least like falter to an extent, and surprisingly, like in the second half, it didn't look like it, and they were just producing a lot more opportunities, which was good to see. But unfortunately, they just didn't bury those chances to get on the board, which was just like the main complaint for a lot of the Dash games.
Well, I mean, all right. So the team looked well. Possession looked okay. I mean, there was times when it looked like we're not clicking together as a unit. We don't know what the next person's thinking. We're not reading the game very well. Uh, the shots, I mean, we took a bunch of shots, but there was only a couple on target, and those couple that were on target were directly at the keeper. I mean, Joel Anderson, she had two wide open shots where the ball just dropped to her feet, and one of them she looked like she kind of reached for, so no power behind it, and then the other one that she was literally by herself, she kicked it right to the keeper, and it was just, oh, come on, and as it was happening right before she took the shot, I yelled, "Finish!" And then went just lost all my energy right then when it went straight to the freaking keeper. So I mean, the effort was there this game, but again, it's the same problem we had last season. The girls were not able to finish. they can get into that final third. They can get the opportunities, but they're not great opportunities, and it's nothing challenging the keeper too much. And uh, I just hope that doesn't become a thing, man. I hope it doesn't become a thing. And side note, 8,000 fans, which is 2,000 more than typically. Didn't really look like it to me on TV. I was wondering where some of the people in the supporters section was, but I think 8,000 people bought tickets and 4,000 people showed up with their umbrellas because of the heat index. So I don't think all 8,000 showed up, but disappointing performance. We should have taken advantage of it. Olo Rain, ladies formal team, so he knows what to expect, and it showed in the game because they didn't do nothing to us. They actually missed probably some better shots than us at the same time, so they easily could have won this game just as well as us. So they only had 8 shots, but one of those was on target, and I don't like target has to be the post or inside. I would like to say, man, like there's a 2 foot window right there around those posts. That's got to be a shot on target because those are the ones that go, ooh, oh, shoot, miss. So they had a few of those, man. It looked like they were just going to go in. And Jane Campbell didn't have to make anything spectacular. It's just an average game for her this time. She wasn't put in a situation. There was one I was actually surprised. She didn't come out as hard. She kind of backed out, and then the girl just flipped it over and it went out of bounds instead of at the goal because they had a wide open shot. So yeah, crazy man. Just the way the Dash are playing right now. It's like I don't I don't I don't. These small games that I keep seeing on the end of videos might not be working as well when those are the ones that should be focusing on how these girls should be playing with each other. Maybe they need to play some bigger 8v8s, or I don't know. I'm not at practice, but I feel like we're just missing that camaraderie with all these players. And half the time you know where the player's going to do, the other half the time they're not figuring it out. They're not reading the game well, and it's just becoming something very, very consistent. Like Sam Lady's lineup is very consistent now.
No, yeah, and credit to the Dash for at least getting the point here, despite just the player disadvantage. But at the same time, uh, and and I don't want to keep harping on just like the wasted opportunities, but it kind of looks a lot like it because we're getting the ball like you mentioned, and it's annoying to see because like we have the players, we're creating the opportunities, and either the ball is going straight to the keeper or just wide, which is just annoying, and that cost us games, and you can definitely just say that this costed us 2 more points here, and it's just annoying and just one of those things that they definitely have to sort out. I'm not sure if it's just like an issue with camaraderie, but if what you just mentioned is kind of like accurate, then I feel like the team has like that chemistry to like work it along, but
Well,
yeah, it's just annoying.
yeah, they're right. They're right there. They can figure it out. They're close, but I mean, it's just when you're watching the game and expecting the next pass, like us soccer players are that have been playing soccer for the rest of our lives. When the pass and you move the ball the next pass, and then that's not the pass that they play. Of course, now they're the ones in pressure on the field at the time, so you can't argue about it too much. But there's just sometimes, I mean, there's a couple passes made directly to OL Reign players. Now, one thing I do see, I've accepted Joel Anderson as the cam, but I'm not seeing that midfield cam play that you need out of a cam when the ball's going forward. We're using the widths, we're getting the ball out the widths, and we're getting the ball into the box, and we're just missing those opportunities because defenders are defending well, but we're not getting nothing in the middle of the field that's going through to Deanna Ordonez. Everything's coming out from the width from Deanna Ordonez. We need to figure out how to get that ball into the middle of the field and get it closer to their goal. And it just causes more activity, makes the defenders thinking more. When you're just playing the widths, it's easier to defend. Nothing's coming down the middle of the field. It's a different game. So Joel Anderson needs to figure that out because I mean right now she doesn't have a backup. I guess Solan's her backup who comes in late in the game, but it's nothing special. But like I said, I accepted Anderson and she's playing good soccer. I need to look for that ball to go forward a little bit more. Go forward, please. And I still kind of want to talk about Sam Lady and his lineup choices right now. I don't know how you feel. I thought, last year it was Naughton. This year it's Lind. I thought Lynn and Prysock were just a dynamic duo. Now, granted, I know we went to the three backs, so we put Chapman and Jacobs on both sides. He pushed Didasco up into the midfield, playing kind of like a right wing back or whatever. I still think Prysock deserves to be in there, and I don't know which one you take out, Jacobs or Chow. You probably take out Jacobs, and now Jacobs is going to miss the next game because of that red card, so Prysock's probably going to have to be in there no matter what. But I thought those two were a dynamic duo, and Prysock hasn't done anything to deserve to be benched, and she's been benched 3 games in a row when it comes to NWSL games. The last game was Louisville. That was the rotated roster she got to play. Well, I don't know what's going on with not with Didasco, with Price Hawk. So I'm confused, And then Vigiano, she's been benched again I think this one's the fourth straight game. So Sophie Hurst gets to start. Doing great job playing as a rookie, but I think we're missing that Vigiano play. Lady obviously sees something different. And then big shout out to Alozi, playing great, doing a great job. But what the heck's up with the nines in Hustletown? We don't like the nine on the Dynamo, and now you can't like the nine for the Dash because you don't put in someone like Salmon 5 minutes left in the game. Granted, there's going to be like 12 minutes of extra time too, but you don't put her in that late, man. And Alozi did a great job, didn't deserve to come out, but Sanchez kind of wasn't doing nothing that game, so it would have been good to put Salmon in a little early, or Donez wasn't doing nothing. Take her out and put Salmon in a little bit early because I mean, once Salmon came in, she's too immediate, and attempts going towards goal. And I don't know what Lady's thinking with Salmon or what's going on with Salmon right there. She deserves to be on the field a little bit more, and I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what your thoughts are on Salmon is, but I'm frustrated with that.
Oh yeah, it does show, and I can definitely understand the frustration, especially when we have like some really good players like a bench for a while, and every time they put on the field, like they just like underperform. Like at this point in the season, like I don't know if it's just like an issue of like how the tactics are done on the field, on like are deployed like on a game day basis, but at the same time, it is a coach's like job to like find the best role for it, their own players, and it just sucks to see, especially when it comes to Ebony Salmon and Price, like that you just mentioned, that we've seen these players like time and time again for the Dash, and they 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 perform very well, and it feels like this year it comes in and we have to like switch players around, like the players that we expect to see them play, like they're not playing as often, and there's definitely reason to like just say like we have to like rotate players, and maybe like the way we have them on the field it doesn't work, or at least like Lady thinks it's not gonna work like he wants, but yeah, it's just a lot of questions. The upcoming game against Angel City, I feel like it's gonna be one of those that it might be useful to like have those players out, but at the same time, it's it, it's tough.
Well, I mean, even Ryan Gary's not getting much playing time. She's coming off the bitch with 20 minutes to go in the game, and last year she did what she did, made a statement. Salmon made a statement. Like, I don't know what's going on. It's like with the Sebas situation. Sebas 13 goals last year, did okay. Obviously he doesn't fit the style, and we've now accepted that on the other side, but we're not getting the explanations on the Dash side of things why these players who played so well last year are not playing at all this year pretty much, and they're just bench players coming off the bench, and he's like stalling on putting them in. Like, I don't want to make a change, like I don't have anything on my bench to put out there. Like, it's very confusing, frustrating, and maybe he's given an explanation and I missed it. I try to keep up, I try to read the press conferences as much as possible, and it's just crazy. I don't know what the heck, bro. Like, change the lineup up. We're 3 points from first place. Change the lineup up a little bit. Let's go for it, man. Come on, lady. Don't take it easy, bro. Don't take it easy. Let's go. You're right there. The
Oh
parity
yeah,
in the NWSL is right there. Let's go.
oh yeah, the parody end of itself is crazy, and it's just crazy how a couple of weeks ago we were just like three spots like above last place, and next thing you know, we're pretty much like fighting for a playoff spot this in the midway of a point of the season. And I don't know, yeah, like the parity there is nuts, and how teams like perform and underperform like on week in and week out is just crazy. But they're gonna have to prioritize like those points in the league to get in like a pretty good position, or like at this point it's kind of too early for like a cushion per se, but like they're gonna need those points now because the ones that they've already lost, especially at home, they're not gonna come easy, especially on the road, which they find a lot of results there. But
And with the players that you mentioned that will be missing. Alosi's a key one because she's starting now. Even if she came off the bench, we're missing Schmidt, who's played every friggin' minute of her life for Canada, for Dash, for college, for high school. I don't think she's ever been subbed off the field, and she's not being subbed off. She's just going to another team to play more minutes. And we're gonna miss Chappie. We're gonna miss, so you know, there's going to be some doors open for some players to get in there and get some time and play a lot of games, and maybe we can do a decent job during this cup run and build a little fire so when these players do come back off their cups and we can put something together and make that run, because like you said, we're sitting in seventh, we're right below the playoff line, but you could do this and then you could do this just in a matter of 2 games. So I hope they figure it out. I'm sure they will. I know they're not doing nothing today but enjoying and relaxing. They'll be out tomorrow and they'll be pushing back at it.
no, yeah, and that's pretty much how the Dash have gone this past week. Another item that happened in the news on that Michelle Losey getting called up to the World Cup roster is the fact that the Dash let go of Kelsey Hedge over the week due to personal reasons, and the roster is now down to 24 players. And Kelsey hasn't been getting like a lot of playing opportunities, but I'm guessing this is mostly just like a personal choice that she had to be let go.
I would assume it has to be personal, unless, I mean, why else drop her? It's not like she's taking up space, unless I don't even know when the Dash, if there's a trade, if the window's open, or how friggin' NWSL works, to tell you the truth, because I hadn't heard nothing about it. But unless we're trying to make a move coming here in the coming days or whatever, that's the only reason why you would make a roster spot otherwise. But it had to be personal. So wish her the best, and good luck with her. And it is what it is, I guess.
Yep. No, yeah, and that's gonna be the Dash. Let's talk about Dynamo.
Woo! We own LA.
Uh,
We own LA.
so they beat LAFC on the road, 1-0. This is amazing considering that this is the first league road win of the season, and it's crazy how we just swept out LAFC just like that. Like they're coming off MLS Cup, they're coming off Supporter Shield, and they're fresh off the CONCACAF Champions League final, which they lost to Club Leon at home. And and
It was
I was expect yeah.
it's their first MLS home loss as well. So they lost to Lyon at home and they lost to Galaxy at home for Open Cup. But other than that, they didn't lose at home either. So our first MLS road win, their first MLS road loss, I mean home loss. Here's something special right there for the boys. But sorry, continue.
No, yeah, like it's just crazy how. And remember that this game wasn't supposed to happen originally because we are supposed to play LAFC on the road first, but it had to be rescheduled because of LAFC still being in the Champions League playing, and we have to like play these games back to back, one in Houston and the other one in LA in a span of like 4 days, which is just insane. And yeah, we came off that weekend with beating them 4-0, and this week they just came out with like a pretty impressive 1-0 results. And I just want to start this by just highlighting the fact that Mikhail is amazing, and just coming off like it has to be like so difficult, like coming off a game like that against Vancouver, and just like performing like above expectations, like in that like at that time, and just coming in big, not just because of the goal, but also because of how he just defends like at this point, and now he can just like become a starter at this point.
Baby
And
Hadabi.
it's no, yeah, and it was big for us because like Tina Chadebe is gone. It's gonna be gone for like probably for like the next month or so, and we have like this rotations going on in the back line with just Yachenko coming in, Bartlow still being a piece, Stairs not necessarily being a lot of a center back, but like now and then just getting like switched back and forth with a fullback. And no, I mean just shout out to Mikhail really because like he's just like bowling out of his mind right now, and just transitioning to just being and in that place at the right time just after that pretty difficult game like against Vancouver, like it's just insane for me, and I just wanted to highlight that first.
Now he may not like the nickname, but I'm gonna call him Baby Hadabi because kind of it rhymes for one, and he's been playing. He's been playing like Hadabi. He's just crazy, bro. Crazy how he's been playing. Now, granted, after the Vancouver game, of course, we had he did start against LA at home, so he had that cushion in between. So he just played the same team twice in a row, got to start twice in a row, and so he was confident, but to do it on the road in their stands in front of their 32-52 and score that goal right there like that, just and to get the man of the match too, bro. Like, yes, you're right. Shout out to him. He's been doing a great job. Now, between those three, I don't Bartlow, Baby Hadabi, and the Danish Eric. I don't care who starts right now. I don't care who starts. Just make sure you rotate Bartlow in to keep him in good form, please. And then once teenage Hadabi comes back, that's right. We got a baby Hadabi and a teenage Hadabi. They're crazy, but you know, defense has been stellar. Still question marks on the left side, but still doing a defensive superb job, and that goes credit to Ben Olsen and his tactics. You know, and then friggin', I guess if we want to move into the attack, Ache playing the cam this game as well. Bossi pushed out to the wing was just incredible looking. He felt like his Porto days. He even said that. So looking great and just playing great. And Ache's been something special. What we expected from him too.
Well, yeah, it was just crazy, and I mean Quinones though, uh
Woo!
man, like he just puts a wrench on the conversation to like extend him or keep him or let him go as this late into this stint. And we've already harped on this for like the past couple episodes, but oh man, you just gotta keep him.
I mean, everything's pointing to we're going to keep him. Everything's pointing to it. The way the coaches are talking about him, the way he's getting the playing time, because you don't start a guy who doesn't deserve it, and you're not just going to look at the guy on it because his time is running out. Now he's deserving to start. He's playing the start. Who else you go? Because Franco isn't looking that great out there. Baird coming off the bench as a wing has been fine, but when he starts, he's just nothing there. And then Aliyu, he's not giving up that number 9. So Thor can come in behind him sometimes. So, yeah, man, I'll take it. I like it. Saucedo had a great game. Archer had a great game. And that's the reason why Bossi was put out on the wing, because you started Saucedo and Archer and then put Ache as the cam. And hey, something new, something new. And we might see that a couple more times with Coco being gone for the next month. So get used to it, guys, or be ready for it.
No, yeah, and the other thing I did want to bring up about the lineup is the fact that Griffin Dorsey returned, and we haven't seen him in a
Woo!
while. And what are your thoughts of Griffin Dorsey in this game? Because I felt like he was pretty neat.
Dude, yes, like especially for a guy who hasn't been playing with the first team, comes in. We're like, dude, why isn't he getting time on the right back? I mean, we know he's decent. His defending can improve, yes, but now that we got the defense locked down and playing pretty well, and we need more attacking, it fits for him. It fits for him, and he got the start, and he looked great the entire game. He looked good, and it's somebody that we can use as that right back that can push up when Escobar is missing, or Escobar needs a break, or the game is tied and we need somebody to push up with a little more energy than Escobar. It's friggin' I like it. I'm glad Dorsey got the start. And credit to Dorsey when it came out that supposedly he was asking Ben Olsen, say, hey, if I'm not going to play for the first team, I'd rather not sit the bench per se. I'd rather go play minutes with Dose. And that's why you saw him a couple times playing with Dose and just staying fresh and getting the form. So that's pretty ballsy to even go out and ask the coach that hey, put me on the second team, please. But if that's true, shout out to him. But good job, Dorsey. And I'm sure he had a, he made the coach recognize, hey, okay, I can use you in a game, bro, especially against LAFC like that. Who's They are reeling, they are down, but you know what? We own LA.
Yeah. And one more thing about this game, I just wanted to highlight Luis Saicedo because this is probably his best game with the Dynamo so far.
Yeah,
He has been coming off the bench more often than not, and obviously when it comes to rotating, he has been getting a lot. His starting opportunities, but like this game, it was just big for him because he was just everywhere. He was noticeable, and we needed him tonight, and he showed out, especially like just coming out of rotation. Like, and I was worried about that because I didn't think he was like just ready to to have like this big role set up upon him to get a result on the road, and he just pulled it off because I felt like he has been getting like a lot of hit or miss opportunities, especially coming off the bench. But this his starting role, especially for this game, it was great. So credit to him as well for securing the result.
yeah. And then just to bring up that we own LA. Okay, we beat LAFC 4-0 at home, beat them on the road 1-0. Dos tied them 0-0 at home, but won on penalty kicks 4-1. Then go out to LAFC and win 2-0. Dynamo have also beaten the LA Galaxy 3-0 at home. We still have a game later in the season against the Galaxy on the road in September 2nd. So I mean, right now that's a 10-0 skunk if I remember correctly for goals scored against goals against, not counting the penalty kicks. So boom. But now, like you said, we're at the midway point. 17 games into the season, 17 games left. Um, we didn't know what to expect coming to this season. There was a lot of turnover, a lot of roster change, obviously coaches, staff, everything from the bottom all the way to the top. I think we got new water in the stadium too. That's how much everything's changed. What are your thoughts on how this season's going at our midpoint? Like a rank through 1 through 5, 5 stars. Obviously, we're fucking up there. 4 star, 3 star, 2 star, 1 star. It's like just crap show or whatever. How are you feeling about it? 17 games into the season.
I would say 4 star, 4 stars for how we're doing so far. A lot of people are saying 3 stars, which I think it's argued to like be in favor of only because just comparing how we've been doing for like historically like the past couple of years at this point we we had like a pretty good start of the season and then just like go downhill immediately, and at this point of the year, like if things will go bad, then we will probably be like second or third to last place. And it's also disappointing because we definitely wasted those results that we could have gotten points against, especially the game against the Red Bulls, the game against, well, I want to say like
Seattle,
the game against Seattle, the first game against Cincinnati, we could have gotten points or like at least one, and, and
San Jose.
obviously the game against San Jose too, and it goes from there, and we could be in like a better position on the standings, but like where we at right now, how we look and how consistent we're looking at, like it's just I'm pleased with that, and this is like a pretty tough stretch ahead. Obviously, we're gonna have Leagues Cup like pretty soon, uh, which is gonna be pretty much how we rotate from there. Also, the Open Cup semifinals like in 2 months, that's gonna be big, and just making that deep cup run also favors my thoughts on the Dynamo right now. So we're looking pretty good. There's just like a lot of things that are clicking right now. Obviously, we haven't reached our ceiling yet, but we're getting there, and I'm happy about that. Maybe if like in the summer, I think there's I still think it's gonna be like a signing in the summer that's gonna get us to potentially the next level or where do we want to be. I don't know how fast it's gonna be, like the transition or like the changes, but we're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, and I gave it like a 3.5. Of course, that wasn't one of the options, so I was closer to the 4, so I gave it the 4. But you're right, because of the way we played on the road, it hasn't been the best. Um, but That's why I was closer to the 4. We're hell in the shell at home. We're making the Open Cup run. Your defense is playing stellar and it's taking notice in the league. You just got to still get that offense to click a little bit more, and this team could be dangerous, even though we don't have those named players. What we have is what the Dynamo went and did in the offseason. They went and brought in champions, people who know how to win, who've been on teams, who played together, won together, and got that ring together or that trophy together. And that shows a lot on the field right now, especially the way the team's just playing together. And a couple more, like you said, I'm down with the signing here in the summer. One signing I am not down with is Raul Jimenez. Sorry, it's been drug into the mud, and that's the only reason why I mentioned it on this friggin' show. Uh, I hope he does not even come close to even being thought of for the Dynamo. He doesn't fit. He's hasn't done nothing in 3 years, unfortunately, because of his injury, and he hasn't figured it out. And he's going to be too expensive, which is going to force him to be a DP. I don't think we have enough TAM to bring him in for the right price. So there's not a chance for us, and it doesn't make sense for us. And then what are you going to? And of course, you bench Aliyu for this guy. No, bro, like let Aliyu do his
No,
thing.
no.
Yeah, no, we don't need him. Especially you don't do that to bring this guy in and put him on the bench either. So no, he doesn't fit Alberto. He does not fit in our lineup. And Doggo, and then again, shout out to Chipito for doing the poll before I forget. Everybody leave Raul him. If he comes, the Dynamo sign him. I'll eat friggin' crow, and it'll be recorded, so you can save it forever. You can put it as your ringtone. I don't care. He's not coming to Houston. I had a guy.
I'll record it.
It's recorded. It's recorded. So I had a
I'll
guy
record it right
that's
now.
a Wolverhampton fan account. He replied back to me once. I'll pay for the plane flight and get him over there right now. I was like, bro, no, redirect to Frisco or to Austin, please. Don't he better not land? Or actually, I told him he better not land in Houston because he said if you give him a flight to Texas, better not land in Houston. So the dude redirected the flight, and then Alberto chimed in and tried to redirect it back over here. So I'm like, no, he's not gonna. He's not falling into Houston. He's gonna. If he tries to land in Houston, he's gonna fall into the Gulf of Mexico, and he's not gonna make it on land. So do not want the guy. Sorry. All right, I'm sorry. I move on. I move on, bro.
No, you're good. But yeah, big. Yeah, just a lot of things to consider, especially for the next half of the season for Dynamo, and they're pretty much in contention still for three different tournaments. So it's a lot to consider and a lot to be optimistic about. So we'll see how it goes. It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting next 5 months or so, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
very interesting. Looking forward to it though, especially this
Yeah,
week.
no, yeah, and yeah, Dynamo uh, coming off a 1-0 win on the road against LAFC. That was in the middle of the week. So this weekend they had it off, and they do have San Jose back home on Wednesday, and as we mentioned before, the trip against Austin on Saturday, which will be there. So it's gonna be pretty good.
7-1-3 night
And
on Wednesday.
oh yeah, 7-1-3-9 on Wednesday for the San Jose game. You have to be there. I mean,
Yeah,
it's you have to be there. Come on,
I'm
like
gonna be there for sure. I'm actually going to go to the
good.
Astros game prior to it, so I'm going to get there a little early, go watch the Mets get whooped by the Astros, and then just kind of mosey on over to the stadium and enjoy that one. So yeah, I'll be there 7-1-3 night. It's family affordable, so cheap beers, hot dogs for the kids. They'll never complain about a hot dog, even though they don't know how bad hot dogs taste. And $7 tickets, bro, $7 tickets. Come to the stadium, y'all. Please come to the stadium. Granted, yes, it's going to be friggin' hot, but it's 7:30. It takes like right 10 minutes into the game, the sun is behind the overheads, depending on for most of the stadium. So you do get the shade. It's still going to be blistering, humid, or whatever. But just come on. We know what Houston weather's like. Yeah, just come out to the stadium. There's water everywhere. Get you some water. Matter of fact, even yesterday for the Dash, they brought prices down so that you could buy sodas, beverages, and just because it was necessary. They may put more water fountains out. They put more water out, so they're probably going to have to continue this during the summer, especially when it's already 100 freaking degrees. Not already, it's June, but 100-degree weather, so crazy. But yeah, get out there, man. 7-1-3 night. It's affordable. This is the game to go to at home against San Jose. What are they called? The zombie quakes? Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we do. Yeah, and before we move on to the next thing, and what we'll stick to Dynamo, we did mention Coco playing for Panama in the third place game for the CONCACAF Nations League, which is happening today, Sunday, the time we're recording. I think that game is in the afternoon. So
7:30.
I wish Coco 7:30.
Yep.
Yeah, wish Coco the best. Hopefully he beats Mexico and scores a hat trick or at least a goal. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Same here. I'll be ready for it. Got plenty of time before it comes on tonight, so plenty of time to prep. Oh, that. Oh, yeah. You're
And
sorry.
yeah,
Sorry. You're right. USA's at 7:30, so I believe that one's at 4:30.
gotcha. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if the kickoff in Las Vegas was like late as well, but oh well.
Well,
But
I
yeah,
think
it's
it is, but it. Mine's saying 7:30 Central, so it must be 5:30 for USA, and then I can't find the other USA, the Concacaf game. I'll look at it as we move on, I guess, and I'll make an announcement.
yeah. I'll try and keep it short because we're not gonna switch to Dynamo 2, losing at home against Timbers 2, and just watching this game, it was annoying. We Unfortunately, it's we got the first goal here, which meant that it's gonna be potentially downhill from there. But and mostly joking aside, like it's just one of those results that we've got all the opportunities in, we did not capitalize, and we got like at the end of the day, it just came down to like really personal mistakes or just like causing those opportunities for Portland to capitalize on because the two goals that Portland scored were penalties, and like and it was just a mess because the Portland was defending well. But even though we get like a lot of opportunities to capitalize, like just kept going on the keeper or to the side, and it was annoying just to watch, especially the second half because we we're on the front almost the whole game, and we just came down to that penalty, the two penalties that really screwed us over.
No frigging kidding. And I think that was Portland's first road win of the season too, which is just oh man, come on, bro. It's just fart noise. So we got the penalty first. Yair Gonzalez is the one who goes and takes it, and he kisses the friggin' post. So almost missed that dang penalty. But they come back 15 minutes later and score their goal, and then of course they get that late penalty in the second half. Man, it's just a dominating performance, even more dominating than the Dash did against Olo Rain. Just dominating performance, dominating, and then the fall apart. So it kind of reminded me of the dose that started the season that went on that 4-game losing streak to start the season. Just couldn't shut things down, especially at home, man. And it was hot, but it was cloudy, so it should have been comfortable. And you had a good lineup in there too. So I just don't know what was going on with this team this time. They could not find the way to finish. 22 shots, bro. 22 shots. We only put one in goal. And like you said, they were going straight to the keeper or not even on target. Embarrassing. So, but then Gonzalez is doing well again.
Oh
Castilla
yeah,
doing well.
I'm back from the World Cup too,
Yeah.
and it's pretty good. And I wanted to correct myself because I said two penalties, and it was actually just one penalty in the second half.
Yeah. One
Because
each.
in the first goal that Portland scored was the error from Uji Morana when he was trying to get the ball back, and he didn't see the Portland player. I think his name was Tega Ikova, and it like well, I guess Mujib just lost track of him, and he just gave the ball away to leave the player on a one v one situation with Pannenberg, which is just like tough, especially if he just comes running by himself to tie the game, and Portland just scoring the penalty on the second half. But my point still stands on the fact that it's just like those individual mistakes that caused the team this result, especially at home when you expect to get all the points, and it's just disappointing because they just keep dropping points at home, and especially like and obviously they've been improving since the start of the season, but like early in the season they've lost a lot of points, and just losing points at home like this, it shouldn't be happening. And I know that they can just get this sorted out, but it's just annoying that the fact that they had to go down like this.
And it's crazy that the points that we're giving up, we're still in fourth. We're right there. We're close to the top. Now, of course, Colorado's just running away with the division at the same time, but we're still a playoff team. But you could be an even better playoff team. So, got to fix those inconsistencies and yeah, just fix the inconsistencies because it's obviously who the starters are, who's going to play, who even the bench is pretty good with who comes off the bench for us, and Rodriguez, a 15-year-old, just is a stud coming off the freaking bench, but we just can't put you're either playing well or you're not playing well. There's no mid ground right there. It's like oh man, but like you said, points being lost, given up, forfeited, or whatever you want to call it, but. Luckily, still plenty of season left. I don't. We might be kind of right at that halfway point for Dose as well. I'd have to do the count. Looks like we're right under the halfway point. So yeah, still plenty of time to fix things. And I know Candy Bunny will get it done, and we'll make that push towards the end of the season and make that run.
Oh yeah, and they are back at home next weekend on Sunday against San Jose Earthquakes too. So it's gonna be another one of those games that they're gonna have to get a result out of. And yeah, I think I'm not sure how San Jose is doing in the standings, but you can probably tell me when we do the
Yeah.
the league's review or the recap, which we can actually do now since we're at the end.
Yeah. Well, I'll do it. I'll do it backwards. Well, you know what? Sorry. I'll just. Oops, that's the wrong one. I will start with Dose or MLS Next Pro since we're there. Now, of course, hold on. Let me get back to my notes here. What I do with them? Next Pro. So, just to give a quick recap. So, uh, Austin beat St. Louis 1-0 in a game earlier. I think they played on Wednesday when we played ours on Thursday. SKC tied Tacoma 2-2, but won in penalty kicks 5-4. And then North Texas lost to San Jose 1-0 on Wednesday. So San Jose is coming off a road win coming here to us this weekend. Actually, I think they play this weekend too. And yeah, no, they don't. So North Texas lost to San Jose. San Jose doesn't have a game, so they're going to be fresh when they get to play. Yeah, they're going to be fresh when they get to play Houston. SKC still has a game today at LAFC, and Austin still has a game today versus Portland Timbers. So we'll see if Portland can continue with the upset run right there. When you go to the standings, man, Colorado, like I said, is running away with it. They have 32 points. Austin has 28, Vancouver 26, and
Damn,
we're sitting in fourth with 22 now. So we're 10 points out of first. We're averaging less than 2 points per game, so we need to get that average up a little bit more. Only Austin and Colorado will have two or above. So it's we still have a game in hand against Austin. So Colorado has 2 games in hand. So they got some more work. But San Jose's sitting in fifth with 20 points. We have fourth with 22 points. So this is gonna be a game, man. This is gonna be one of those tough games. Go let's see what they're doing for goal differential. All right, so we're 25-15 when it comes to goals and goals against. They're 13-11. So they don't score and they don't really give up much. We like to score, but we let teams come back into the game. So that's where you're at with the next pro. So this is going to be a game that we need to win. We can't give up points, especially at home. So if you're home on Sunday, go catch it, go check it out. I think that's going to be one of those that's what do you do? Let's see. We have Dash playing because San Jose's at 6 o'clock. Dash will be on TV at Angel City at 7 o'clock. So you can stay at home and watch the Dash, or you can go out to Sabercat Stadium and watch Dose play. Now for NWSL, unless you have anything you want to add on the next pro, NWSL, man, this is crazy. The standings. Of course, we know how we done. Uh, Portland got their second loss of the season, but North Carolina, all rain, San Diego, and Washington. Washington still with one loss. All have 20 points sitting in first place. All 20 points sitting in first place, which is crazy. Portland
that's
has,
ridiculous.
yeah, dude. And like you said, the midpoint, because not everybody's played 12 games. There's still games today. that'll finish off and then we'll be done with the midway point. Portland, Washington, and Gotham still has a game to play today, so they'll all get their 12th game in, and then NWSL is at their midway point. So there's still a chance for Port. If Washington wins, they're going to take sole place into first place. Portland could win, and they'll jump all those people too. Even Gotham could win, and they'll jump those people. So it's freaking crazy. We're sitting in seventh with 17 points, right behind Gotham. Gotham has a game in hand, so we got to keep that separation from Orlando, who's 4 points below us, same amount of games. So sitting in seventh, right below the playoff line. Got to make some adjustments there. And then, of course, everybody probably already knows what it's like in the MLS. SKC lost to LAFC yesterday, and this is whenever the keeper clears the ball and your defensive line doesn't push up, and you got the lazy forward still walking back. Well, the defensive line pushed up except for the right back who was walking back. Vela was walking back in the middle of the field. So the ball was cleared right back. Vela is clearly on sides all by himself. All he has to do is beat the keeper, and he does, and that was 1 minute into extra time. LA gets a win, and they were getting their butts handed to them that entire friggin' game. So LAFC came in on that one with some friggin' luck. But whatever. We own LA, so we don't care. they beat they beat them, whatever. But coming up this week on Wednesday, while we're at home playing San Jose, Austin hosts Dallas in the Copa Tejas game. So those two get to beat each other up before we go to Austin. And man, it's crazy because Dallas is sitting in fourth. We could win our game against San Jose and jump up to fourth place. Yes, people, y'all heard that right. With a win, Houston could move into fourth place because San Jose is fourth, FC Dallas is fifth, and Dynamo are sixth. That's 27, 26, and 24 points respectively. So we beat San Jose, and somehow Austin beats Dallas because they're not playing well right now. We can jump into friggin' fourth friggin' place. Fourth place. Crazy, bro. And Austin's sitting down there in 12th place, Sporting KC sitting in 10th. And then, of course, St. Louis still holding the reins in first place. LA still has a game in hand, and they're both tied for first place. So LA trying to, even though they're in this little rut they're in, somehow they're still in friggin' first place. So all they got to do is just change their tide, and LAFC could be running away with things again. And then we'll get them in the playoffs, and we own LA. But Colorado and LA Galaxy still holding up the bottom, tied with 13 points. Austin with 19 points, sitting in 12th. So they got a 6-point cushion right there, holding up the wooden spoon. But Colorado with 13, and then Inter Miami with 15. So Colorado and Galaxy fighting for the wooden spoon right now, just FYI. So this league, man, this league is freaking crazy, and it's fun and enjoyable to watch. And that's the review of all three teams right there, all three leagues right there. Looking forward to what we
Yeah.
got coming up this season, and hopefully next weekend we can talk about dubs. Nothing but dubs.
Crazy to think that Messi comes into a league and he's fighting for the wooden spoon already. But
He
yeah,
needs not a
it's
award.
crazy. Yeah,
Everything's a trophy, right? Everything's a trophy. That'd be a good trophy for Messi.
everything.
But
But yeah, it's just
yeah, I was just gonna say before you start wrapping us up, with Austin being us playing Austin this week, there is a chance that there might be a combined space with We Are Austin TV or Hernan and Noodle Time. So it's something we still need to work out and discuss if that's a possibility or if they're even open to doing it. I know last time we talked to them they were. So it might be a Twitter space where we go join We Are Austin TV instead of bringing them on to Instant Ramen this time. So because they're hosting, we're going to go into their realm. We'll let them host whatever they choose to, however they choose to invite us in. And so look out for that. It'll obviously be after the Wednesday game, probably most likely on a Thursday, maybe the Friday. I'm not sure. Like I said, still discussion. So just keep an eye out. We'll make it clear when it happens and let everybody know. And we expect y'all to come there. Same time, be respectful. Let them be whoever they want to be. But Hernan's great. He keeps it respectful at the same time, does his job. So just come in, keep it respectful, give your take. Let them know we're gonna bring the hell in the shell over to Austin, and it'll be up in that little corner over there. making loud noises. I know you'll be on the front row. I'll probably be on the back row. We'll be there with the instruments in between us. But yeah, okay, that's
No, yeah, it's no. I mean that's pretty straightforward. But yeah, it's something we're still working on for this upcoming week before the Austin game. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Hernan's pretty cool, and just a space on Twitter that you usually do to like get to know the team and all that, to get our thoughts together. But yeah, we're looking forward to that. And yeah, with that, we can go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in again. It's been an eventful week to say the least, and a weird one with all these games in the middle of the week, which just throws everyone off. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, stay noodle.
H is up.